Anantnag is a district in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. It is one of 8 districts which make up the Kashmir Valley. The district headquarters is Anantnag city. As of 2011, it was the 3rd most populous district of Jammu and Kashmir after Jammu and Srinagar. Administration. Anantnag district comprises Kokernag, Shangus, Anantnag, Bijbihara, Doruz, Pahalgam and Qazigun tehsils. The district consists of 7 blocks: Breng, Shangus, Akabal, Dagnipora, Qazigun, Kovrapura and Shahabad. Each block consists of a number of panchayats. Jaipal Singh Law has been the head of the Anantnag district administration twice. Politics. Anantnag district has 6 assembly constituencies: Anantnag, Veranag, Kokernag, Shangus, Bijbihara and Pahalgam. Demographics. According to the 2011 census, Anantnag district had a population of 1,070,144, roughly equal to the nation of Cyprus of the U.S. state of Rhode Island. This gives it a ranking of 425th in India. The district has a population density of 375 inhabitants per square kilometre. Its population growth rate over the decade 2001 to 2011 was 37.48%. Anantnag had a sex ratio of 937 females for every 1,000 males and a literacy rate of 64.32% in 2011. Anantnag city with population of 108,505 was the largest city in the district. Anantnag urban agglomeration had a population of 158,785. Tourism. The district consists of many tourist places viz. Veranag, Akabal, Kokernag, Daksam, Pahalgam, Dandipora, Chattabal, Marton and Sinthan-Top. Of these places, Pahalgam and Kokernag are the most famous places just 50 kilometers from Anantnag town. Amarnath Temple, a famous shrine in Hinduism dedicated to Shiva, is located in Phalgam. It is the site of an annual pilgrimage, Amarnath Yatra. Historic sites and remains. Anantnag, like the rest of the Kashmir Valley, has witnessed many vicissitudes and experienced many upheavals from time to time. Charles von Hugel found here some monuments of the Mughal period in ruins when he visited Jammu and Kashmir in 1835. No significant ancient building or archaeological site is found in the district today, except for the Marton Temple, as most of the ancient architectural monuments in the area were destroyed during the rule of Sultan Sikandar Bakhsh Khan. What must have once been magnificent architectural showpieces like the Marton complex of temples, or the temples of Lalita Diju, the Emperor of Kashmir, and King Awandavarman at Awantipura, are now in grand ruins. Marton Sun Temple. The Marton Temple is one of the important archaeological sites of the country. The temple was attacked by Sikandar Bakhsh Khan. It took 1 year for Sikandar Bakhsh Khan to fully damage and destroy this Marton temple. Even today one gets surprised over art and skill of the builders of this world-famous Marton temple by looking at its ruins. Its impressive architecture reveals the glorious past of the area. After independence, the government developed many beauty spots of the district, but of the noble and magnificent edifices only faint traces survive. This temple has the typical Aryan structure as was present in Aryan Kashmir. The Marton Temple is situated at Rambirpura Karibal, 9 kilometers east-northeast of Anantnag city. This world-famous hill station is 45 kilometers from the Anantnag and located on the banks of River Lidar at an altitude of 7,200 feet. From sea level, Pahalgam is one among the 5 tehsils of Anantnag district, and tehsil headquarters are located in the main town of Pahalgam. Once a great tourist pull and favorite place for shooting of Bollywood films, is perhaps the best health resort in the country. Pahalgam also serves as base camp for the famous Amarnath Yatra. The Pahalgam Valley presents glamorous look due to its pine forests, snow-clad mountains, healthy climate and vast meadows and pastures. Pahalgam skirts Lidar River and torrential flow of water in Lidar River enriches the awesome beauty of the valley. Besides tourist huts, several hotels in private sector have come up here, and these hotels provide modern facilities to the guests. A number of treks in this region also begin from Pahalgam, as the 35 km trail traverses through pine woods to the spectacular Kola Glacier. The village of Nomad is unspoiled by the ravages of progress. This place is an angler's delight, and even an amateur can catch a rainbow trout from the rushing streams. The large brown bear is a natural inhabitant of the thick pine and cedar forests. Pahalgam has a golf course at 2,400 meters above the sea level. Camping equipment, ponies and skiing equipment is readily available. Kola is a popular destination via Aru, a charming meadow. Around Pahalgam are many places of interest, and because the resort is set between fairly steep hills, it is worth hiring a pony rather than walking. Pony fares are posted at prominent locations. The most beautiful of these is the huge undulating meadow of Basaran, surrounded by thickly wooded forests of pine. Hajin, on the way to Chandanwadi, is an idyllic spot for a picnic. Filmgoers will recognize it instantly, as it has been the location of several movie scenes. Pahalgam has within it no fewer than 8 tiny villages, one of which is Mammal. There is a Shiva temple here, generally considered to be Kashmir's oldest existing temple, dating to the 5th century. Pahalgam is also associated with the annual Amarnath Yatra. Chandanwadi, 16 km from Pahalgam, is the starting point of the yatra that takes place every year in the month of Sawan. The road from Pahalgam to Chandanwadi is on fairly flat terrain and can be undertaken by car. From Chandanwadi onwards, the track becomes much steeper and is accessible on foot or by pony. About 11 km from Chandanwadi is the mountain lake of Anantnag, after which 13 km away is the last stop, Panchatana. The Amarnath cave is 6 km from there. During the month of Sawan, an ice stalagmite forms a natural shivling in the Amarnath cave, which waxes and wanes with the moon. Pahalgam, this world-famous hill station, is 45 km. For the district headquarters at Anantnag, and located on the banks of River Lidar at an altitude of 7,200 feet from sea level. Pahalgam is one among the 5 tehsils of Anantnag district, and tehsil headquarters are located in the main town of Pahalgam. Once a great tourist pull and favorite place for shooting of Bollywood films, is perhaps the best health resort in the entire India. Pahalgam also serves as base camp for the famous Amarnath Yatra. The Pahalgam Valley presents glamorous look due to its pine forests, snow-clad mountains, healthy climate and vast meadows and pastures. Pahalgam skirts Lidar River, and torrential flow of water in Lidar River enriches the awesome beauty of the valley. Besides tourist huts, several hotels in private sector have come up here, and these hotels provide modern facilities to the guests. A number of treks in this region also begin from Pahalgam, as the 35 km trail traverses through pine woods to the spectacular Kola Glacier. Akabal is an important tourist place about 8 km away from Anantnag. The place is famous and attractive due to an ancient spring surrounded by a garden terrace and developed by the Mughals. The place has got some historical background also. The upper portion of the garden is called Bagwe Begumabad, developed by Malika Noor Jahan Begum in 1620 AD and renowned as Sahib-Abad, in which there was a hammam getting heat from a logical lamp. Kokernag is famous for its trout streams and the largest freshwater spring in Kashmir. Trout hatchery department, which has constructed pools in series wherein trout is reared. Different pools have got trout with different weights and ages. Department sells it to the tourists who find it a delicious dish and enjoy it. Kokernag is 8 miles from Akabal and famous for the curative properties of its beautiful springs. The total area of Kokernag is 300 canals, of which 129 canals is for the purpose of gardens and the rest is forest area. Kokernag has some historical importance also. Kokernag has been mentioned in Ain Akbari, wherein it has been mentioned that the water of Kokernag satisfies both hunger and thirst, and it is also a remedy for indigestion. The author of Ain Akbari notices that touchstone is found in Kokernag. Varanag spring is of great importance and beauty, with deep blue water which issues from the bottom of a high scrap of a mountain spur, and here also Emperor Jahangir built a garden and pleasure house. The Varanag spring is about 26 kilometers away from Anantnag and is considered as the original source of river Jhelum. The spring is situated at the bottom of hill covered by pine trees and evergreen plants. The wonderful and charming construction of the spring as well as its adjacent garden compel the visitors to see it again and again. The construction of the banks of spring as well as its surroundings is of rare shape. Daksam, located in the dense forests, this scenic spot falls on the Anantnag-Sinthan Kishtwar Road. A gushing stream flows through Daksam which is rich in trout fish. It is a forest retreat girdled by mountains. The surrounding forests are famous for fauna and flora. This famous tourist spot is in the southeast of Anantnag city and is about a distance of 40 kilometers from Anantnag city. Shiva Bhagwati Temple, Achingham. It is a famous temple in village Achingham of this district. It is located near the foot of a forest. Sinthan Top is a hill station, a popular tourist destination located in South Kashmir's Breng Valley in Anantnag district in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. Road facility. Anantnag has following roads connecting it to various assembly segments and with NH1A Karnabal to Sangam via Bijbihara, NH1B Karnabal to Kishtwar via Akabal, Achingham, Kokernag, Varanag Anantnag Road, Lakipura Fatehpura Road, Sadhura Kamad Road, Karnabal Pahalgam Road. Climate. Anantnag features a moderate climate, Köppen climate classification. Anantnag's climate is largely defined by its geographic location, with the towering Karakoram to its east and the Pir Panjal range to the south. It can be generally described as cool in the spring and autumn, mild in the summer, and cold in the winter. As a large city with a significant differences in geolocation among various districts, the weather is often cooler in the hilly areas of east as compared to the flat northern part of Anantnag. Summer is usually mild and with a little rain, but relative humidity is generally higher and the nights are cool. The precipitation occurs throughout the year, but no one month is particularly dry. The hottest month is July and the coldest December to January. Weather conditions are unpredictable. The record high temperature is 33 degrees Celsius and the record low is -18 degrees Celsius. On 5 to 6 January 2012, after years of relatively little snow, a wave of heavy snow and low temperatures shocked the city, covering it in a thick layer of snow and ice. forcing them to officially declare a state of emergency and calling the following 2 days off for the whole valley. Anantnag has seen an increase in the relative humidity and annual precipitation in the last few years. This is most likely because of the commercial afforestation projects, which also includes expanding parks and green cover. The suburb parts of Anantnag are more lush than the central part. Anantnag district possesses all the typical characteristics of the climate of Kashmir Valley as a whole. In his introduction to the Rajtarangini Kulanakakana, Pundit says about the climate of Valley, "It is a country where the sun shines mildly, being the place created by Kashyapa as if for his glory. High schoolhouses, the saffron, iced water and grapes, which are rare even in heaven, are common here. Kailasha is the best place in the 3 worlds, Himalaya the best part of Kailasha, and Kashmir the best place in Himalaya." Sir Walter Lawrence writes in his book The Valley of Kashmir that in latitude Kashmir corresponds with Peshawar, Baghdad and Damascus in Asia, with Fez in Morocco, and South Carolina in America, but it presents none of the characteristics of those countries. People have linked the climate of Kashmir to that of Switzerland until the end of May, and of southern France in July and August, but it is impossible to speak of Kashmir as possessing any one climate or group of characteristics. Every 100 feet of elevation brings some new phase of climate and of vegetation.